Hi, and thanks for checking out my channel. My name is Hannah, and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here you'll find content all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today I'm going to show you guys my 5:30 a.m. morning routine. Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys my morning routine. I like to wake up between 5 and 5:30 every morning. It's just the only way I feel like I get some alone time here in the midst of the pandemic. And it also really helps me feel like I'm getting stuff done because I can get so much done in that time with my kids not asking for 27 things from me, just by myself, and it gives me that great introverting time. Alright, so let's get started. So my day starts out by tiptoeing out of bed and into the bathroom, trying not to wake anybody up because I do wake up so much earlier than everybody else. It's about 5:30 right now. So then I go ahead and brush my teeth. I'm one of those people, I've got to do that first. And then I head over into my closet where I've already laid out all of my clothes for working out, and I go ahead and put those on. Having my clothes laid out the night before just makes it so easy, and I kind of have no excuses. It just makes it real easy to quickly get out the door in the morning. So then I grab my scarf so I can get my hair covered, and I head back over towards the mirror so that I can see what I'm doing when I get it on. I grab a ponytail holder and I put my hair into sort of like a half ponytail so it's all kind of up. My hair's super long right now. I need to chop it all off again. And then I just tie my scarf back and I am ready to go. When I'm leaving the bedroom, I always try to close the door really, really lightly so that I don't wake anybody up. And then I tiptoe down the hallway because I also am not wanting to wake up the dog at this point. So I'm not so much worried about people since I'm out of the bedroom and all the doors are closed, but I don't want to wake up the dog. Okay, so after I have made my way to the kitchen, I grab our hand washing cup and I start our morning ritual hand washing. I will put a link in the description box below to explain the why of hand washing, but right now I will explain the what. So basically what I'm doing is just pouring water on my hands 3 times on each hand, but alternating. And then I say a blessing for hand washing. We do this hand washing a lot of times during the day, anytime we go to the bathroom, if we take a nap, things like that. So just a lot of different reasons, but we for sure always do it when we wake up in the morning. So after I've got my hands dried off, I head over to the fridge and I grab some water. I'm trying not to drink caffeine first thing in the morning. I definitely still drink caffeine, but I'm just trying not to do that jolt first thing in the morning. So what I'm drinking is this carbonated cucumber melon water, which is incredibly delicious. And that kind of helps me, just start the day with a nice cold water drink and helps me get going. So now I'm tiptoeing into my study, and at this point the dog does wake up, so I go ahead and leave everything there and I go over to get the dog and let her outside. She is extremely happy to see me, and that's always nice. It's a little after 6 a.m. right now, so she's gotten a good night's sleep. She is definitely ready to go for our morning walk, but I'm not quite ready yet. I want to wait just a little bit longer. But I am taking her outside to go ahead and do her thing. I would normally take her out back, but just this particular day, I had to take her out front because we're having some painting done in our living room, so I can't really get to that back door very easily. It was pretty cloudy out, which I could see just kind of in the moonlight. So while she was doing her thing, I was looking up at the sky and just thinking about how pretty it was. The clouds, the color, I don't know. The video isn't doing a very good job of showing it, but it was really, really pretty. I always do kind of enjoy taking her out there first thing in the morning because it's just so quiet and peaceful, and it's a really nice moment. And I wouldn't have that if I didn't have a dog. So we're back inside and I slipped off my sandals and I wanted to go ahead and get the dog some breakfast. So I went back over to grab her bowl and fill it up with some food for her and check on her water, make sure she was all set so that then I could go and settle myself down and enjoy my water and wait for the sun to come up so it would be time to go for our walk. She was super ready to eat, so I went ahead and put that over by her kennel because that is where I like her to eat. And then I got to go back and sit down at my computer. Finally, I get to open up my water. So now I'm sitting down at my desk, I've got my water, and I can go ahead and turn on my computer and try to relax for a little bit. So instead of using caffeine to get my brain going in the morning, I like to sit down and play just like a silly game on my computer, something that doesn't take a whole lot of effort, but something that does get my brain thinking. So this is a matching mahjong tiles game, and it is timed, like I'm playing against the computer, so I want to beat them to get my level to go up. So it kind of forces me to wake up a little bit. So to me, this is the best way to get my brain going in the morning. It definitely did get my brain going, because before too long, I started thinking about all the things that I needed to go ahead and get done on this particular day, and I wanted to go ahead and just write them down on a list. To me, it's sort of like a brain dump where once it's written down, it's out of my head, but I know that it's there and it needs to get done, and I feel like I've kind of got a little control over everything. It's not too overwhelming. I know what is coming up in the day for myself. So I went ahead and closed the computer, and here with barely any light at all, I grabbed my planner, which I keep there on my desk with me, and went ahead and took a look to see kind of what I had going on today. And then I wanted to go ahead and write down a list of, just kind of all the little things that I wanted to get done. So my planner will have things like a doctor's appointment or anything, a phone call that I need to make. But then the list that I wanted to make was going to include all the other stuff like laundry and emptying the dishwasher. I'm a big list maker, so yeah. So I grab my notebook and I'm ready to start writing after I've put the planner away, but it's definitely way too dark for me to do this. So I need to go at this point and turn on the lights. I'm a huge fan of natural light, no matter what time of day it is or what the weather is. I'm always turning lights off in my house. But for this right now, it's still really, really dark outside. And really, there's just no way for me to get this list done without actually turning on the lights. So I went ahead and just knocked out that list, and then I opened up my computer to go ahead and not play games this time, but to actually check on some stuff, see if there were any new comments on the YouTube channel, pop on Facebook, just kind of general, check the email, that sort of thing. I try not to do that stuff on my phone when I first wake up, other than checking what time it is and possibly checking the weather. If I'm wondering whether or not my walk is going to be able to happen or not according to the weather, then that's really about all that I try to do on the phone in the morning in bed. I try to just avoid it other than that, except if I'm putting on a podcast. I should add that there is usually a podcast going on in my earbuds at this point in the day. It's usually not just like quiet and me filming. I'm usually on a podcast. So after I had popped on over to Facebook, the dog came into my room and she was kind of hanging out, getting into a little bit of mischief and then just kind of exploring. And I just kind of let her do her thing. She doesn't usually come in this room. Definitely not when I'm not there. There's just too much stuff to grab and run away with. And there she is saying hi. I totally didn't mind, but I did ask her to get down because I don't want her jumping. Okay, so now I'm feeling pretty awake, so I go ahead and grab my Siddur, my prayer book, and I'm ready to start my morning davening. Every morning I should be davening. I got out of the habit there for a little while when my kids were like teeny tiny and just so much going on. But now that I'm waking up early and getting into this habit, I am getting back into the habit of davening as well. So the first thing that I do is say the morning blessings, which is where I pretty much praise God and thank God for everything. After that, I say the blessings on the Torah, which must be said before learning Torah each day. And we say them every day, whether or not we have the intention to learn Torah, just because you never know. Next, I will say the Shema, which is a daily declaration of faith. And then finally, I stand and I recite the Amidah. This is a silent prayer, so even though you can see my lips moving, I'm actually not making a sound. I always face east when I recite this prayer. The Amidah starts with praising God, and then it moves into requests such as to be forgiven and to have my prayers heard. And then it ends with several blessings of gratitude. This is the longest prayer of my morning davening, and it's still only about 5 minutes long. The whole morning davening probably takes 15, maybe 20 minutes to do. I am so happy to be back in this practice of morning davening. It is the best way to start my day. It just starts my day off with this connection to God, and it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. And for me personally, I really love it. And I've also found that I really need this early morning wake up in order to get it done, because once my kids are up and around, I'm just so distracted by taking care of them and doing what they need that I'm not getting this done for myself. Bella, my dog, was being so good while I was davening. I was really appreciative that she just kind of laid there and just kind of relaxed and did her own thing so I could really focus on the words that I was saying. Okay, now it's time to get my shoes on and head out the door. It is a little bit before 7 a.m. and it's light enough out now to go ahead and meet up for the walk. Similarly to how I keep my workout clothes there in my closet ready to go, all set out for myself, I also keep these shoes, which are what I always use for walking, here in my craft room, so that when I'm ready to head out for the walk, I can just grab them, put them on, put the leash on the dog, and head out the door. It was just me and the pup this morning, and that was fine. We really enjoyed our walk. It was a beautiful morning. It's been really pretty weather lately here early in the day, so really pleasant to go out for walks. We did about 2.5 miles together, so I'm really working up what the pup can do. After we got home, I took my shoes off first thing. I don't want to track any, freshly cut grass or dirt or any of that stuff into the house. And I grabbed the dog's water dish and filled up her water so she could get a nice fresh drink. Bella enjoyed that very much, and after she enjoyed a nice long drink of fresh, cool water, she settled herself down in her favorite corner on the nice cool tile by the front door where she can see me at my computer and she can just relax but still kind of be nearby. So now that she's all settled, I went to the refrigerator and I grabbed myself some breakfast. Lately, I have been enjoying a container of J&J vanilla low-fat yogurt for breakfast. Just nice and simple, easy grab. I like that I don't have to cook anything. And then I grabbed our list for school today. All we were doing for school today with the kids was poetry tea time, so I didn't have a whole lot to gather, but I did want to go ahead and gather one book that was set aside that I knew we were going to need today for our poetry tea time. All right, so there you go. That is my morning routine. That's what my days start out as most days out of the week, not every day. I'm not perfect. At this point, it's around 8 a.m. and there's maybe a kid awake, maybe not a kid awake. Generally, my older two at least tend to sleep in until around 9 or 10 in the morning on average. But at around 8, my toddler may or may not be up. So if he's up, then I'm kind of hanging out with him. He's just hanging out with me while we kind of get our stuff done. Whether or not my toddler is awake doesn't really change what happens the rest of the morning. I might relax at my computer a little bit more, take care of uploading a video to YouTube, or chill out with a book for a few minutes. Whatever I can do just to get a little bit more time if I can. But generally there's at least the toddler up at around that time or pretty soon after. So I have to get started with breakfast and getting kids dressed, and they all start to kind of trickle out, and we get started on school, and then that's kind of our day. So thank you all so much for watching. I super appreciate you as always. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of my future videos. Drop me any questions that you may have down below, or just general comments. Let's get the conversation going. Thank you all again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next upload.